God, by definition, is a being that is believed in, that has miraculous powers to control the fate of humanity. That is a quintessential definition of God. What I'm here to say is that there is no one God. Just like there is to say there is no one kind of tree, one kind of plant, one kind of person, one kind of universe. To say that all things are created by one divine hand is to say that every creature is inherently bound to worship that one being due to the fact that its creator granted it life. There is no scientific evidence to prove that there is one God. There is no scientific evidence to prove that there is any God. There is no scientific evidence to prove or disprove that a God exists. Because our conception of God and our perception of God is of a being very much like the human being that can control the natural world around us, and if not, our paths and our fate. The idea that this particular God has to be like us in some ways is a primitive idea. If we are to grow, we have to change our perception of what a God is. And in some cases, that means going back to a more animistic viewpoint, saying that God is nature and that nature is inherently God. This viewpoint is a more accurate viewpoint because nature is the only thing that we can see, touch, taste, and feel that has a direct control over our lives. People who do not see that nature has direct control over our lives are just like the ones who do not see the fact that we are changing our environment around us on a day-to-day basis. If we return back to a more animistic viewpoint, then the idea of a quote-unquote Godhead becomes much more realistic and it becomes much more firm. If we go back to this animistic viewpoint that we are controlled by nature and that we as human beings have very little control of nature, which is also what it means, then we as humans have a perception of a God that we can physically touch, taste, and see, rather than a God that is amorphous that we cannot touch, taste, or see. Mankind's image of God, whether it's an abstract image like it is in Islam or a concrete image as it is in Christianity, is really an image that we ourselves have created. If we go back to a primitive view of God, or I should say an animistic view of God, then it is no longer our projection onto the divine that we are creating, but the divine's projection onto us. It is a humbler viewpoint to say that the trees around me are very much my gods, as the sun in the sky is my God, as the moon is my God, as the ocean is my God, as the wind that I feel is my God. This humble viewpoint states that we as humans are very small in comparison to the world around us. Whereas if we say that these are neither our gods, and that we can then therefore dominate the natural world, is to show complete arrogance. Because by doing so, we have declared ourselves to be like God. And to be like God is to say that we have divine control over the world and over the elements. This has been my philosophy on the divine. Thank you very much.